to DeFi, Degens, Drip, and Farm for Poverty, where on this channel, our vision is to empower the impoverished by helping you find financial freedom through crypto assets. Please subscribe and leave a comment and a thumbs up. Hey guys, welcome back to DeFi, Degens, Drip, and Farm for Poverty. So today we are talking about the wonderful game of Monopoly. If you've ever played this game, you know it's far from wonderful. It can make your best friends your enemies very quickly, and it takes a long time. That's why they've made so many different rules to help speed up the game. But understanding some of these principles built into it can make you a better DeFi investor and help you understand the Forex Shark ecosystem. And I bring this up because if you remember a while back when I did the fun facts with Forex, he himself mentions that he was playing online Monopoly quite a bit. I don't know if he still plays it, but I made a two truths and a lie and asked if you thought he played chess, which would seem like a strategy type of way to spend his time, but instead he was playing Monopoly. And here's just a couple of his quotes from him talking about addicted to online Monopoly, staying all night playing Monopoly. Here's his online Monopoly profile. He talks about his streak and all that stuff, and this is 3 years ago. Now, the reason I bring this up, because one, Forex plays it, or did play it. Two, when you understand the rules of Monopoly, then you can also understand how to play Forex's game that he built. Because obviously, as a investor, Forex is an investor, but also as a developer, the way he thinks will help you understand, what he's building and how to best leverage it. So Monopoly is just a great way to kind of teach you guys that, and most of you, I'm sure, have played this game. If not, we can summarize it very easily, as in the goal of this game is to acquire as many assets, in this case they are considered real estate, as possible to generate or create passive income so that people are paying you rent whenever they land on your location. And I decided to even look this up from Investopedia. Even they have some good steps on how to basically learn from Monopoly. But we're going to go into that using that analogy. So this website says, the way to play Monopoly is applicable in our world. If you want to become rich in the real world, all you need to do is buy properties or assets, things that can generate passive income for you. Purchase as much as possible to grow your net worth. So assets is the name of the game. I've talked about this multiple times on this channel. Just to summarize it again, an asset is anything that can generate or bring you income. A liability is something that takes that money away from you. So anything that you purchase that is actually bringing in additional income, then that is an asset. So let's look at the top 5 rules, I guess you could say, or principles that can make you better at the Forex ecosystem and how they relate to Monopoly. So always keep cash on hand. So if you play Monopoly and you land on a property, you have undoubtedly had this pain where you didn't have the money to buy it. Well, it's no different in these protocols. So you'll hear people always talking about dollar cost average. And this is something that I have messed up in myself. I always FOMO and I buy more in one location than I need to. And then an opportunity presents itself where the asset that I want is even on sale again. And I wish I had more money on the sidelines to purchase more. Prime example right now is the PIG token. Oh my God, that thing is coming down drastically. I thought we would have stopped at 100, but it's continuing to come down. And I wish I would have kept more capital on hand to buy the PIGS token. Same thing with Drip, but at least with Drip, I can hydrate and I'm essentially dollar cost averaging my position. But I wish I had more cash on hand to actually continue getting in. So lessons learned not only in Monopoly, but please apply that to your investments. Keep some cash on hand. And when the farms come online, a great place to keep that cash could be in the pools, so that your cash is actually generating dividends for you. So unlike the traditional fiat where you don't get hardly any interest on your cash on hand, at least here you'll get some interest. So keep some cash specifically in a stable coin like BUSD, or even in the farms where you can pair it up and put it with USDT, blah, 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 you get the idea. But putting it in here, it's paired with 2 stable coins and you're generating yield in the dog token. So that will still have you cash on hand without having to sell it, and it's actually turning into an asset because that cash is working for you. So keep that principle in mind, because that's pretty much all Monopoly is about. Principle number 2, be patient. Man, cannot stress this one enough. So Forex tells people all the time that he is all about transferring money or value from the weak hands to the strong hands. You hear the common phrase in crypto about diamond hands. And in that last AMA that I clipped out for you guys, Forex mentioned that in the REAP DAO, when the REAP token launched, and he talked about with the DAO, he waited for the market to shake out the weak hands. So patience is something you have to absolutely allocate in investing. If you're trying to trade, that's different. But investing, and specifically investing in DeFi projects or crypto in general, I believe they say with Bitcoin, on average for the last 10 years, it's been up about 150%. But right now, if you got in and tried to get out, you'd be down like 70%, right? So if you're looking, you got to hold and have this long-term time horizon. And in the game of Monopoly, it is definitely a game of patience. Oh my God, the tides can turn on that game ridiculously. Focus on cash flow. Monopoly is a simple game. You start off with some money and your goal is to be the last player standing with money. The way you win a Monopoly is by collecting rents on property or cash flow. Cash flow, best way to allocate that or see that in DeFi is all about passive income. So things that bring you a return on your investment. I talked to you guys about my other assets that I'm buying, but those don't generate cash flow. So if you buy BNB, you buy ETH, you buy Solana, you buy AVAX, that is not cash flow. You're buying it and holding it and waiting to sell it. Cash flow means you get it and you're getting something from it almost immediately. Like in the real world, this will be common with real estate property. So you buy a property, you rent it out, someone is giving you money every day for renting that property. And again, I mentioned this in Forex's channel. He talked about flipping houses and actually doing some carpentry work to fix them up. This is how he started making his original money, was buying and flipping real estate. That is an asset, and that asset you own and it continues to bring you money. So that is focusing on cash flow. So in the animal farm and in drip, these can be cash flow assets. Granted, in the Faucet, you pay and you sacrifice towards the contract and there is a max payout. But once you hit max payout, you can definitely keep that cash flow in the system, as you see a lot of the whales doing, where they are just airdropping to their sub wallets or making other wallets. So it can definitely continue on in perpetuity and help you in the long run. So all these platforms can generate cash flow if you play them correctly. But if you're just selling out of them, you are literally, killing yourself. Number 4, the most expensive asset is not always the best. So that you can definitely see in crypto. So there are some very expensive assets, and just because it has you can look at this on the flip side also, just because it has a cheap or low market cap or a low value price, let's look at this real quick so it's easier to see. Go here. And the flip side is just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's the best either. Now, granted, the most expensive in crypto is Bitcoin, and arguably everyone would agree that that is the best asset to own. But on the flip side, if you find some really cheap ones, for example, Shiba Inu, perfect example. I don't know where the use case for that is going to go or what it's going to be, but that doesn't mean it's a good crypto to have. And there are probably some other ones that are more expensive. Let's just do a search here to see if there are more expensive cryptos. Wrap Bitcoin. So that is the most expensive. But in the Animal Farm, Piggy Bank, and Drip ecosystem, there are more expensive and less expensive assets that you can buy and hold, but how you play the game is really going to dictate how that works out. So that one's going to be more of a strategy play and kind of your own long-term time horizon and what you're looking to get out of it, where you decide to allocate your capital. Is it going to be towards the drip garden? Is it going to be in the piggy bank? Are you going to just buy dogs? Are you going to stake? All that stuff. So in this, you have to kind of figure out where to best allocate. But all of them are really good investments if you believe in the Forex Shark ecosystem in the long haul. But this is just specifically more so to the Monopoly and how most people probably buy Boardwalk and Park Place or try to get those. But you need to look at reoccurring ROI. So to use this same analogy, in the Monopoly board, you only have these two out of all of the boards. They pay the most, but you're waiting for someone to land here. Whereas if you had some of the cheaper ones and people land there more frequently, you can get paid out more frequently. So that could be the use case for the Faucet. buying that. It's not the most expensive right now. It's actually least expensive, but you can guarantee you're getting paid out 1% per day. So take that how you will. Number 5, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So this is all about diversifying. I am kind of in between on this, so you guys already know that I personally went all in on the drip and Forex ecosystem, but one could argue that I have diversified because I do have things in the pig pen. I do have stuff in the piggy bank. I do have farms. I'm sitting with BTC and ETH in the farms, or pools, I should say. I will be getting also into the, I will have dogs in the pools. And then I'm also in the drip garden, and I'm in a reservoir, and I am in the drip faucet. So I have diversified within this ecosystem, which if you count this entire ecosystem as the monopoly board, well, then that would mean that I have purchased different properties all around the board. So you could look at the piggy bank as Park Place and Boardwalk. This is a different board. Didn't even notice that. I don't know what board this is, but anyway, and you can look at some of the cheaper things to get in as different areas on the board. Maybe I'll actually do a game and redo this with the Forex Shark ecosystem and see how it plays out. But anyway, hopefully that I offered some insight for you guys, just to help you understand the mind of an investor, the mindset of our developer, and how he thinks, and how you can use this game to your advantage. Especially if you've never played it, then I just recommend jumping online, playing it. Very easy to get into, but you'll find that it's quite challenging if you want to win consistently, because you're playing against maybe a computer or other players, and everybody has a different strategy, and there is a bit of luck involved, and that luck could be the same thing when you regard it to the crypto market, how the macro influences it, and how utility influences it, and timing and all this other stuff. That can be the luck factor. But long term, if you believe in this, that it's going to be here, and you play it by the way the rules are written, I believe you will be setting your future self up for financial freedom. Not financial advice, of course. That is it for this video, guys. All right, until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.